Ever heard of Ubuntu? No, not the operating system, but the African philosophy. Let's take a little journey to the heart of Africa, where the concept of Ubuntu is deeply ingrained. Ubuntu is a term hailing from the Nguni Bantu languages, particularly notable in South African philosophy. It roughly translates to humanity towards others, or more poetically, I am because we are. This concept beautifully captures the essence of our interconnectedness as human beings, emphasizing that our individual well-being is intertwined with the collective well-being of our community. Now, Ubuntu is not just a word, it's a philosophy, a way of life that encapsulates a variety of key principles. These principles shape the Ubuntu philosophy into a rich tapestry of ideas and values. At the heart of Ubuntu is the principle of interconnectedness. It's the recognition that we, as individuals, are inherently linked to our communities. It's a deep understanding that our actions, our choices, and our well-being are not isolated events, but rather they ripple out, impacting those around us. Next, we have compassion and empathy. Ubuntu encourages us to open our hearts to others, to understand their experiences, and to appreciate our shared human journey. It's through this shared understanding that we strengthen our bonds with one another. Then there's cooperation and collaboration. Ubuntu fosters a spirit of working together, of pooling our resources and talents for the greater good. It's about valuing the power of collective effort and understanding that we can achieve more together than we can alone. And finally, there's humility. Ubuntu teaches us to acknowledge the contributions of others to our individual success and well-being, reminding us to avoid excessive pride or a sense of superiority. In essence, Ubuntu is a philosophy that underscores our shared humanity, our interconnectedness, and our mutual dependence. It's a reminder that we are all part of a larger whole, and that our actions and well-being are inextricably linked to each other. Ubuntu is, at its core, a philosophy of I am because we are, a recognition of our shared humanity. The principles of Ubuntu. Ubuntu is built on a set of key principles, each contributing to the overall philosophy. Firstly, we have interconnectedness. This principle reminds us that we are not isolated beings, but rather part of a larger, intertwined community. Our actions ripple outwards, impacting those around us just as their actions influence us. Interconnectedness prompts us to consider the broader implications of our decisions, emphasizing that our individual well-being is tied to the collective. Next, we have compassion and empathy. Ubuntu encourages us to step into the shoes of others, to understand their experiences, their perspectives. It's not just about feeling sorry for someone else's struggles, but truly understanding them. When we embody compassion and empathy, we're able to connect with others on a deeper level, fostering a sense of shared humanity. The third principle is cooperation and collaboration. Ubuntu recognizes the power of collective efforts. It's not about who gets the credit, it's about working together towards a common goal. By fostering a spirit of collaboration, we can achieve far greater things than we could alone. Remember, a single twig breaks easily, but a bundle of twigs is strong. Finally, we come to humility. Ubuntu teaches us to acknowledge the contributions of others to our own well-being. It's about recognizing that we don't exist in a vacuum. Our successes, our achievements, they're often the product of collective effort. Avoiding excessive pride and embracing humility allows us to appreciate the role of community in our individual journeys. So, those are the four core principles of Ubuntu: interconnectedness, compassion and empathy, cooperation and collaboration, and humility. Each principle, in its own unique way, contributes to the overall philosophy of Ubuntu, shaping how we engage with the world around us. These principles are the foundation of Ubuntu, guiding the way we interact with each other and our community. From understanding our interconnectedness, to practicing empathy, from collaborating for the common good to embracing humility, Ubuntu provides us with a framework for fostering meaningful relationships and a sense of shared responsibility. So, how can Ubuntu be applied in a self-help context? Well, let's start with community engagement. In the spirit of Ubuntu, we recognize that our personal growth is intimately linked to the growth and well-being of those around us. By actively participating in and contributing to our communities, we can foster a sense of unity and interconnectedness that enriches our individual lives. Next, we have cultivating empathy. Empathy isn't just about understanding the experiences of others, it's about appreciating them. This practice allows us to build stronger connections with people from diverse backgrounds, expanding our perspective and enhancing our personal growth. Then comes collaborative growth. We know that teamwork makes the dream work, right? But what if we told you that it can also make your personal growth journey more fulfilling? By seeking out opportunities for collaborative projects and shared goals, we can realize that personal success is even more enriched when it positively impacts the community. Conflict resolution is another key aspect of applying Ubuntu in a self-help context. Conflicts are inevitable, but how we approach them can make all the difference. By approaching conflicts with a mindset of reconciliation and understanding, we can foster harmonious relationships that are built on respect and mutual growth. Finally, there's gratitude and acknowledgement. It's easy to take the contributions of others for granted, but the Ubuntu philosophy reminds us to express gratitude for these contributions. Whether it's a supportive friend, a dedicated mentor, or a hardworking colleague, acknowledging that our achievements are supported by the collective efforts of the community can be a powerful driver of personal growth. By embracing Ubuntu, we can cultivate a sense of community, empathy, and shared responsibility, contributing to both personal growth and the flourishing of the broader society. The power of Ubuntu lies in its ability to bind us together as a community. This ancient African philosophy, centered on unity, empathy, and collaboration, holds a profound potential to transform our lives and the societies we live in. Recalling the principles we've discussed, Ubuntu urges us to recognize our inherent interconnectedness. It encourages us to foster compassion and empathy, acknowledging our shared human experience. It promotes a spirit of cooperation and collaboration, valuing collective efforts for the greater good. And it invites us to embrace humility, appreciating the contributions of others to our individual well-being. When we apply Ubuntu in our daily life, we actively engage with our community, practice empathy, seek collaborative growth, approach conflicts with understanding, and express gratitude for the communal efforts that shape our lives. Embracing Ubuntu, we realize that our personal well-being is intimately connected to the well-being of others. Ubuntu is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life, a way of being that emphasizes our shared humanity and interconnectedness. Remember, I am because we are.